Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Teukeh, and you probably clicked on this video because you need some templates to make your own custom cards. If you're just here for the templates, the link to download them from my Google Drive is in the description below. But if you don't know how to make your own cards, or just want to know how I do it myself, I'm going to go over the process from start to finish in hopefully under 10 minutes here. I'll quickly go over the folders, and then I'll actually start to make the cards. So first up is the etc folder. It has all the keywords and symbols the game currently has, and a couple of my own that I came up with. The spells folder, you can just choose what kind of speed you want the spell to be, as well as the rarity, and then the region and the text itself. And if you close that folder back up, underneath is the units folder. Inside you can choose what type of unit you want to make, so a level 1 champion, a level 2 champion, or a follower, and choose its rarity as well. The last folder is just a guide folder. It has the card art from Riot, so you can just align the text and keywords without having to guess where it is and make it as accurate as possible. The bottom layer is where you just place your art, or in my case, art that you stole from Riot because you can't draw, and as well as a gradient layer where you would darken the bottom of the art to make the text pop out more. Alright, so let's just get started right away. I'm going to be making Shaco today for this demonstration, so the first thing we need to do is we need to pick what kind of border we need for the first card. Now for Shaco, he's the champion, so we need a level 1 champion border first. So you head on over to your units folder, open it up. You want to reveal the level 1 champion folder, and I'm going to be making a classification add-on for him as well, so we need to add that. Shaco doesn't have a region, but we're just going to make him Noxian for this video, and then we also need to add the text. Now for level 1 champion, we need to add unit description, we need level up, we need abilities if he has any. So it doesn't really matter which order you do it. You can add the art first, or you can change the text first. I'm just going to add all the text, and then I'm going to add the art later. Okay, once you've typed out all the information that you want, you need to move all the words around. So to move them around, just click on the layer, click onto the word itself, and then hold shift, and then you can drag it up without it changing position from left to right. It's actually kind of hard to see what I'm doing here, so I'm just going to add the art right away. To add a picture, just go to your folder that's open, and then click and drag the art onto your screen here. So you can adjust the size of the picture by dragging the corners, and if you hold shift, it keeps the proportions instead of distorting like this. If you just hold shift and then just make it the size you want it, and you let go, press enter to place the art. Make sure that the layer is where you want it to be. And right now it's still a smart object, but if you press Ctrl E, it merges down into like a blank layer, and then you can edit the art as much as you want. Now before I go any further and edit the art, I'm just going to finish with the text. I'm going to go back to the units folder, into the text folder, and then we're just going to move everything in place. Alright, everything is lined up. We're actually missing the ability, so we're going to go into the etc folder all the way at the top. Grab one of the icons here. I'm going to be adding elusive onto his level 1. So you just click and drag a box around it, make sure the layer is selected, copy it, go back into your units text folder, onto the abilities layer, Control D to deselect anything that you have selected, paste it on screen, and then just move it into place. Alright, now that all the text is written out and everything is aligned the way it should be, more or less for the sake of this video, now we just have to edit the art a little bit. Simplest way to do it is this way, I'll show you. Close all your folders and then select the layer with the art on it. Go on the left here, go to the blur tool. Make sure hardness is at 100%. Increase the size to whatever you want. Yeah, 190, that's fine. And then you just kind of want to paint over the bottom of the drawing with the blur tool, just to blur the picture and make the text pop out a little bit more. You don't want to go any higher than the name. You can go on the edges here too a little bit if you want, but it's not needed. And then finally on the gradient layer, you just want to go into your gradient tool, and then if you click on the top here, you can kind of edit the way you want it. But the way I like to do it is black all the way on the left side, white all the way on the right side. And on the right side, the opacity all the way down to 0%. And then the black one up here, up to 100%. And then if you really need it to be darker, you can go a little bit further with this square. And here, I'll show you. And then you just click and drag from off the screen to about the center. And you can see it's pretty dark, but what you can do is have the gradient layer selected, and then there's another opacity over here for the layer itself. And you can sort of just drag that down to where you want it. Around 76%, that seems pretty good. Okay, now the card is done, and all we need to do is crop the excess on the outside out. The way I like to do it is I just take this tool up here, the polygonal lasso tool, and then just kind of select it all the way on the outside, making sure you don't actually go on the inside of the card or on the outside. But it's fairly easy. You can zoom in to make it a little bit easier. Holding shift while drawing creates a straight line, which could be pretty useful. And then if you double click, it reconnects to the beginning. So, but right now if you were to delete it, it would actually delete the inside, which we don't want. So if you do Control Shift I, it actually selects the opposite of what you have selected, so the outside. And you just press delete here, select the gradient layer, delete there, and your card's done. All it's left to do now is go File. You can save it as a separate Photoshop document, so you can go back and do any changes. But once it's saved, you can export, either quick export as PNG, usually is fine. I haven't any issues with it, but if you want to go for more advanced, you can go export as. You can change the you can change the resolution, you can change the format and everything. Yeah, that's basically it. The process is the same for any card. With the spells, it's the exact same. You would just have to select different layers. Instead of for the units, you'd have to go into like a slow and then go epic, and then you just cut the art out differently. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll get back to you. And yeah, if you're really into Legends of Runeterra, consider subscribing. I'll be making a lot more stuff about the game later on in the beta and once the game actually comes out. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys make some awesome cards. Post them in the subreddit. Looking forward to see what you guys come up with. And yeah, have a good one.